47th day of 64 days of peace, the Michael Chekhov Way, and today's word is disarmament. Disarmament. To remove the weapons of war. To disarm, to take away, to take away. Armare from the Latin word to furnish weapons. Disarma, and the ment is a suffix added to make a verb into a noun. Disarmament, or disarmare, ment. To remove the weapons of war. That's pretty clear that this is going to help with bringing peace to us. Disarmament is something that can be done when one has faith and when one has trust. Disarmament is not a process that's limited to nations, to those who hold weapons of physical destruction. Of course, it is mostly used for that, but we also speak about it personally. We talk about a person who is disarming as quite a compliment. Someone who is disarming is able to invite you to remove the armor and the shell, or what in the Michael Chekhov way we would call the mask, which protects us and helps us shield what we don't want to expose to others. So a disarming person is a person who allows you to become comfortable and have enough trust that you can set down your armor and reveal your honest, true self without shielding and creating a protective wall or mask. Now, just about everybody in the world does wear a kind of mask, and in the world of acting, when we seek to transform into another character, we're looking both at what is going on in the inner life or the invisible world of the character, as well as what is shown in the outer world. So we're looking to find the armor and the way perhaps that character might disarm or awaken their charisma and charm. And this disarmament process is something that we can think about as allowing, it's an activity that we can do ourselves. When we actually disarm and remove our own armor, we can allow ourselves to be more authentic with each other. And when we can be more authentic with each other, more transparent, our ability to trust each other increases. We do not need to arm ourselves with weapons. Some of the weapons that are used in interpersonal communication can include control efforts and domination efforts. It can also include cutting wit and sarcasm, which can be a very painful kind of weapon to use, especially if you wield the weapon of wit upon a colleague in a public environment where you're, in effect, cleverly insulting, degrading, diminishing. This is a weapon, and I'm inviting you to disarm that, to consider disarmament. If you use wit as a cutting, as a sword to cut, to control, to diminish other people, this is going to come back to you. And it is time for you to develop this compassion that we were speaking of recently, and a sense of empathy, and disarm your sense of wit. I challenge you, if you're a witty, insulting person, I challenge you to find delightful, more creative wit that is supportive and fun, and that is not cutting, but that is supporting and growing and nurturing. because that can be done when everybody can enjoy the cleverness and the wit and not need to suppress the pain. I mean, when I grew up in my family, wit was so highly valued that I would slit my own throat if I could get a witty laugh out of it. And I would prize being, lauded for being clever over the fact that I had done so at the expense of my own esteem. So it is possible to get an acerbic, cutting wit to be disarmed and to allow your cleverness and wittiness to be fun and enjoyable and uplifting to everyone. And humor is a cosmic path to disarmament. Meanwhile, we certainly can consider the cost of the arms of war. And whether this is a personal war, whether this is a war with your neighbors, whether this is a war in the community or in the nations and in the global existence process, the price of arms, of arming ourselves, of building weapons, could be transformed into tools instead of weapons. We can use tools to build new structures, to strengthen health, build trust, to create cohesion, to take up embracing arms rather than arms of war. So disarmament. Look around your life and see, where are you holding up and supporting weapons of war within yourself, between, and in the larger world? And in what way can you disarm and transform the armor into an embrace? Disarmament.